Okay, guys, we have the most exciting visitor to the
Oh, you
podcast.
flatter me.
We have my best friend and facialist to the stars. No, we have the most incredible aesthetic facialist who just happens to be my bestie as well. And she is going to tell us all that we need to know about glowing skin, looking stunning. As you can see, if you're watching her, she's just the most gorgeous person ever. And we're also going to go through how you started because we've got a lot of history,
Oh, we
a
do.
whole lot of history.
Oh God, here we go already.
So I want to go back to
Mhm.
before you had this. And when me and you were sat on our holiday and you weren't very happy in what you were doing, and you basically decided to completely change your life and really tune in to what it was that you wanted to do. And yeah, talk us through that.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I haven't been within the skin industry forever. Before
Mm.
this, I was an accountant, which a lot of people are shocked to hear. Um, so yeah, I haven't worked within this industry all my life. Similar to you, I really suffered. I mean, when I entered into my early teens, I started suffering with my skin. I had quite severe acne, and that was kind of persisted on and off until my early 20s. And then, even when I got that under control, it was dealing with the kind of manifestations of acne or kind of the remnants
Mm.
that still remain, like the scarring or the pigmentation. So, basically, my whole adult life, I've been really into skincare, treatments, the latest trends. It's always been my passion, always interested me. And then, as you say, kind of reached my mid 20s, had a bit of a identity crisis, I guess, in terms of what I was doing with my career. And yeah, had a little think about what actually really interests me, and that's when I came to do this and retrained.
But it's so interesting because I feel like you kind of in the same way I was doing Pilates from after my car accident,
Mm,
you were studying skin from basically when we were in school because we both had acne at the same time. And I
mm.
remember you always knew so much about where it stemmed from, like what was causing it, like you were the
Yeah.
one like researching all the products and the different routines to do and things. But I also feel like back then, no one was talking about how much your mental health had an impact on your skin. Whereas now it's more obvious to people like lifestyle factors. I don't think we were often discussing that then. Do you know what I mean? I
No, not
felt
at
like
all.
back then it was much more topical.
Hmm.
Whereas now we're talking about, okay, how can you heal your gut?
Yeah.
Maybe you've got gut issues, or maybe your nervous system is basically in complete
Yeah,
disarray or whatever. So
cortisol levels, yeah, for
yeah,
sure. The industry's completely changed, I think, since we were suffering in our teens. As you say, I was kind of all across what was available to us. Theory's always been something that's really interested me about the skin. Um, yeah, as you say, I mean, even skincare brands, all that was available to us was kind of walking into Boots. You had these kind
Clearasil.
of Clearasil. That was it. I
Simple.
think I think at one point I got like a 10-step Dermalogica routine, which was like the
Yeah.
latest thing from America. But like really that was it. Treatment wise, chemical peels,
Mm.
that was on offer, which now are actually quite abrasive and stripping. So the attitudes towards that has completely changed as well. And then as you say, yeah, the kind of more holistic factors that could affect your skin and contribute to acne weren't really discussed at all.
Yeah.
So it has completely changed, which is amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing how, like, now you see such a shift in people really thinking about the 360 approach. Like, what are you putting into your body? What are you doing for your workouts? As you say, your hormone levels and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. But oh my God, the confidence, like you said that you were left with scarring, but also talk to me about, because obviously I know how you felt when we were in school and I know how I felt in school, but
Mm.
it has such an impact on your confidence, doesn't it?
Huge. Like I had such low self-esteem at school. And also in terms of like fitting in with like your peer group, it sounds so stupid to people that maybe haven't suffered, but small
Yeah.
things like what was really trendy when we were at school was, I don't know if it's still around, but was it like L'Oreal Second Skin? It was like this like almost
Oh
like a
yeah.
CC cream and it was like really glowy and everyone was buying that, or Dream Matte Mousse, for example.
Yes.
Whereas I couldn't wear, I needed like Estee Lauder double wear,
Double
like
wear.
slap it on. So you can't
Yeah.
really like, I don't know, contribute to makeup chats in that way. Things like sleepovers, not wanting to take your makeup off in front of your
Yeah.
friends. If you had a particularly bad breakout, like sitting in class, sometimes you'd have like the horseshoe desk situation where you kind of be facing people and things like that. It really
Yeah.
contributes overall, and I think that feeds into maybe not putting yourself out there as much in the classroom or
It has a
in
knock-on
break
effect
time.
to your
Yeah,
whole life.
yeah, and I feel like it takes a while to get over that. It really does.
Mm.
I don't know if I still am, to be honest. Even if I get one tiny spot now, it affects me more than, I don't know, people who haven't suffered before would.
Yeah,
um so yeah,
completely.
it's a
And
real
also,
detriment.
kids can be really cruel, or people that have never suffered with their skin before can be so cruel. And those comments just stay with you forever. I
Definitely.
remember when I had my second flare up. And I was working in an office in Canary Wharf, and the man from the post room saw my skin and he was like, "Ah, what's happened to your face?" He thought something had happened. And I
No,
was like, this is just
that's
my
what I
skin.
mean.
And then I will never forget that. And then I would like call in sick. And if I had a flare up with my skin and stuff, it's just the worst thing ever. Or I remember getting the tube and people, like, obviously the lighting on the tube was so bad and people were really staring. And obviously they probably didn't even
Yeah,
mean it, but yeah, it has such an impact.
no,
And
of
now,
course. And
oh,
yeah, I
do
was
go
just going to
on.
add to that. And children can be really mean in the playground and at school, but almost like when you also suffer with acne as an adult, you kind of
No.
there's this assumption that you shouldn't have to suffer with this anymore. It's something that only happens in your teens,
Yeah.
and so you're kind of even more self-conscious sometimes then than if you were at school because there might be other people suffering the same as you.
Yeah, exactly. So, how do you think you found your confidence and took the leap to actually open your own and start your own business and open your own clinic? Because it must have been so daunting.
It is hugely daunting. I think starting any career from scratch when you're so used to something so different. You obviously helped me so much through that with some tender
Unwarranted.
loving care, but some tough love.
Oh my God.
You actually again recommended the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway to me, which
Yes.
helped so much. Visualization. I think being really clear on what it was that I wanted to offer
Yeah.
from the start, which not everyone has when they decide to set up their own clinic. But I knew the types of treatments I wanted to do, the
Mm.
type of aesthetic that I wanted. And so having that kind of clear vision helped me kind of stay on track and stay on path.
Yeah.
Um, I think also quitting the job that I was in kind of gave me no choice
Yeah.
because
So you
whilst
pushed yourself to do
yeah,
it.
I was trying to train and do it all at the same time, but it was kind of like I didn't have to. I still have the job that I'm in, job security.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I was lucky enough with some savings to quit my job for a couple of months and just really focus on this venture that I just kind of had no choice. And so again, just
You
taking the
just
leap.
thrusted yourself into it.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's the best way to just, because then you literally, it's like pure survival.
Yeah, you have no choice.
And tell me about how so you opened your clinic and then what happened? How did you build up the client base that you have today? And what are some tips for people that are maybe looking to start their own business or a business where it's kind of very much reliant on booking clients in, whether that's, even a Pilates teacher or training one-on-ones or opening a beauty
Yeah.
salon. What tips would you have for people that are starting out
So
from
social
scratch?
social media is going to be paramount to that.
Yeah.
Um, and again, I just kind of tapped into my own head as to what I would want to see on someone's social media if I were going to book in with them.
Yeah.
For me, I'm all about results. I want to see before and afters.
Mm,
How can you get my skin to how that person's looked? Or I suffer
yeah.
with the same concerns as that person, and now their skin looks like that, before and afters. So that's definitely what I focused on. And then,
The
if
before and afters on your page are insane.
you're so sweet,
They're
thank you.
so they're crazy the results people are getting. So so good.
Thank you. So I think that that's really helped build a client base. And then, reaching out to people that you feel align with your brand,
Yeah.
um, with an audience that also aligns, and inviting them in to try a treatment. Obviously, it's not the most lucrative thing to start. You are kind of working for free.
Yeah.
However, that's just how you're going to build awareness, how you're going to sort of reach out to new clients. And then once that started to build, word of mouth, I would say, is
Yeah. So powerful.
it's so underrated, but I honestly think it's the most powerful thing. And it's so lovely as well because you have people coming in to see you or booking in to see you, and they already have confidence in what you do because they have a
Yeah.
friend or a colleague, or they've heard, I don't know, on a podcast about what you do. And so they come in and they're like really up for it. They're really like confident in you, as I say. And it's such a lovely feeling just kind of start on that baseline as
Yeah.
opposed to kind of like pitching as to
Trying to
why.
sell
Yeah,
yourself almost.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which I've historically not been good. I don't sell myself well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
word of mouth again.
But when your product or your service speaks for yourself, people are going to rave about you, and that's a good thing, I guess, about obviously it is a large proportion of your customer is female. And stereotypically, you know what us girls are like with our friends, if we discover something, we're like, oh my God, you have to see this person. We're so passionate about it.
Yeah,
So then
exactly.
you kind of have that already, which is so great.
Yeah, I think particularly within the wellness and the beauty industry,
Yeah.
no gatekeeping. So
No
yeah, no,
gatekeeping.
sir.
So can you please tell us if
Mm.
someone, and I know it's really hard to diagnose kind of over Zoom,
Hmm.
but what did you do? What are the things you did to cure your acne, would you say?
So again, we're speaking to a time that was more topical than it is now.
Yeah.
I did Roaccutane. I've been on it twice, once in my early teens and once in my early 20s. And I did have success with that. I know that you didn't.
Yeah.
But for me, it did work to clear up the majority of my acne at the time. And then when I entered into my 20s, I guess I had hormonal changes again, those shift, and then the acne
Yeah.
resurfaced. And then I went on it again, and it has, I would say, it cleared up about 75 to 80% of my acne. So obviously I was
That's
left,
so good.
it is good, but I was still left with some.
Yeah.
Um, which I think that I've managed to keep on top of with finding a home care routine that really suits me, um, regular treatment, and then going back to the holistic things. So making sure that my diet's in check,
Mm.
um, really calming cortisol levels, any internal inflammation. And then the combination of that for me has kind of, it means that I don't touch wood, suffer from flare ups anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you eat in a day as someone that focuses on glowing from the inside out?
So
Selfishly, I
I,
want to know because
oh,
I've
please
got the bridal countdown and pressure's on.
stop it. You look perfection. So I mean, gut health, particularly for me, I suffer with a bit of an inflamed gut, so that is my focus when I'm eating.
Yeah,
Inflammation in the gut can contribute to, that cystic, more sort of angry breakouts along the jawline, as well
yeah,
as dullness. So I like to focus on really getting fiber in my diet. Um, which again is like, I think we're now starting to spark awareness about fiber. Previously, it's been, protein, but
protein.
fiber is
Yeah,
so important. for your gut health and therefore your skin. I try to eat the rainbow.
Mm.
Um,
So lots
yeah,
of variety of fruit and
lots of
veg.
variety, fruits, veg, more on the veg side, to be honest.
Mm.
And then, yeah, some things like beetroot are great for inner glow, pomegranate seeds, again, full of fiber. And then for me, I tolerate dairy marginally well. Like I'll have a little bit
Yeah.
of kefir, again, great for the gut, maybe a bit of Greek yogurt. Um, Dairy can cause that internal inflammation again for some people, but for others, I have clients that can eat it and be absolutely fine. So it's all about finding what your triggers are.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of healthy fats, avocados, fatty fishes, all of those things are going to kind of contribute to that glow in the skin.
So are you having, so tell me what you're having like on a good day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay, on a really good day,
We need the
breakfast
details.
breakfast will probably be, well, again, I have to eat because I'm quite hungry a lot of the time.
We are hungry
We're
girls.
hungry girls, and I have to eat before every client because sometimes
Yeah.
the appointment's in 90 minutes and I can't, yeah,
We
I
need a
need,
snack.
we need a little snack. So, what I tend to do is eat little and often, which isn't the best, but it doesn't work for everyone, but that's just how I have to do it. So I'll start the day with some kefir, some pomegranate seeds. I like to stew a little apple, put in some
Mm.
flaxseed. Um, oh, Zoe, you know, the gut health brand,
Yes.
they have this daily 30 mix, which is like, well, 30 sort of seeds and like superfoods all in this
Oh,
kind of,
yes.
it's
You were
not,
telling me about this.
yeah, it's not a powder, it's like crunchy, it's like a seed mix but
Ooh,
with like loads of other different antioxidants that you just wouldn't get in your diet, like lion's mane, things like that.
how good.
And you just I put a scoop of that into my little kind of like yogurt bowl, kefir bowl. So that's breakfast number one.
Yeah.
And then breakfast number two, I have eggs
Nice.
and tomatoes just as like a snack pot
Yeah. Like a
before the
boiled
next,
egg and you take it
exactly,
in.
two
Yeah.
boys, exactly. Lunch will always be either like a grain, so quinoa, couscous, loads of veg, probably like 7 different types of veg,
Oh my
spinach,
God.
beetroot, fermented foods, great for the gut, like kimchi, um, yeah, all different types of veg, and then a
Yum.
protein. So, as I say, a fatty fish like salmon, or sometimes smoked tofu, chickpeas, beans,
Mm.
pulses. And then dinner tends to be some sort of like ramen thing or something quick as I get home.
And will
Um,
you make the night before your lunch, prep it,
yes,
and then,
exactly. Prep it.
okay. I'm gonna
Um,
buy those that
it's so
30.
good.
That's such a good idea because I love a crunch. I have to have a crunch with
Yes, yeah,
everything I
I
eat.
don't do well with powdery things.
No.
So yeah, that's a really good tip. And then
Mm.
also, if you struggle to get certain things in your diet, supplements. Some supplements can be great, particularly for the skin, biotin and iron.
Yeah.
Collagen contributes to really good overall skin, hair, and nail health. It doesn't quite work in the way that it's marketed as. It's not replacing any lost collagen in your skin, so it's not going to
Yeah.
prevent necessarily the aging process, but it's an amino acid and a protein. So as I say, it's going to contribute to overall glow from within and the health of those three things. So that's a really great one to add in. Make sure you take it with vitamin C because it increases the absorption.
Yeah.
Vitamin A, that can help make sure that your cells are constantly turning over. If your turnover is slightly slower, you can get a bit of a dull, dehydrated look of your skin. So
Okay.
those things, vitamin A in small doses, um, can really help if you feel like your diet isn't quite doing enough for you.
Okay. These are such good tips. I love the detail. Can we please know exactly what you're doing morning and night on your skin?
Yes, you can. I mean, do you want the brands, or what detail
I
do you
want the
want, or
brands.
just
I
a
want
generic?
everything. No, no, brands. Go in.
Okay, off we go. So I like to cleanse.
Yes,
I
we
like to
like a
cleanse in
morning
the
cleanse.
morning. Some people have been told that we shouldn't cleanse in the morning. That's not for me or my clients personally. our cell turnover increases overnight. So all these dead skin cells are coming to the surface. And ideally,
Mm,
we want to like wash and slough them off in the morning. Also, if you think of the oils and the debris that your skin produces
yeah.
overnight, if you're a bit sweaty, your pillow might not be clean.
Or
So,
if your dog sleeps in your bed,
well, yeah, that too.
which is not ideal.
Yeah. So we really want to be cleansing in the morning to start, with a fresh canvas for the rest of our products.
Yeah.
So I will cleanse. I'm a CeraVe girl. Your cleanser
Yeah.
doesn't have to be really
Expensive.
expensive. You're washing it down the sink at the end of the day. And I also tend to say, don't go for an active cleanser, cleansers
Mm,
with salicylic in or anything really harsh and stripping, because again, that shouldn't be the targeted area of your skincare routine. And you're almost starting off with something super strong that's going to be too much
yes.
for your skin before you even go anywhere else. So
That's such
CeraVe,
a good tip, actually.
yeah. So I like the CeraVe foaming cleanser, but they do kind of a range of different ones. And then I use a hypochlorous acid spray. It's like
Yeah.
an antibacterial spray
I love
to
that
help,
one.
yeah, clear the pores, but also really good for sensitive skin.
That's
Um,
Clinisept, right?
Clinisoothe I use.
Oh,
Clinisept,
okay.
similar brand. I would say that's kind of like a higher concentration for like pre-treatment procedure. So
Fine.
Clinisoothe I really like. Um, and then always follow, I think, with an antioxidant serum and find one that suits your skin type. So if you find that you're congested or you break out, you might prefer a niacinamide based antioxidant.
Okay.
Or if you want to target fine lines and wrinkles, a bit of pigmentation, then maybe sorry, I don't know, can you see the thumb?
Every time you every time you raise your hand, a little thumbs up
Oh
comes
well,
into the
I'll sit
screen.
on
I
my
love
hands
it.
then.
No,
Um
that's why I'm doing this.
okay. Vitamin
I
C might
like
work
it.
better for you, but vitamin C is quite unstable, so that can trigger breakout. So it's about finding the right one for you. But an
Yeah.
antioxidant, generally, this is going to prevent pollutative and oxidative stress basically in the skin throughout your day. My favorite at the moment is a slightly smaller brand, but they're doing amazing things called Monday Muse.
Okay.
And
Monday Muse.
Monday Muse, and they have
Okay.
a serum called the Juice Serum, which contains
Mm.
niacinamide. So there's my antioxidant, and also it's going to help prevent breakouts for me. But it's actually a really kind of soothing and hydrating serum as well. So
Okay.
great for people with rosacea or acne rosacea, as opposed
That
to
sounds
other
good.
yeah other serums that can be again slightly harsh if they're targeting breakouts. So Monday Muse the Juice. And then I have a slightly oilier skin, and that's a hydrating serum. So I tend to go straight to SPF,
Yeah.
which I think most people can do. You don't need to put on a moisturizer after that necessarily. And I use the Eucerin, or some people say
Yes.
Eucerin or German.
Oisterin.
I use that oil control one again because she's an
Oh,
oily
yes.
girly.
I like that one.
Yeah,
And they also have a pigmentation
they do. Yeah,
one. Yeah.
an anti-pigmentation one, which is really good if you're going on holiday. It's
Yeah.
slightly heavier, but yeah, really good. So that's the morning routine.
But
So
that's
to
actually quite simple. It's
yeah,
not,
so
I
as
know
I
it
say,
sounds a lot, but it's
yeah,
because you've given us details, but it's not actually anything crazy.
I'm
I think it is.
less is more.
I so agree. The
Yeah,
more I did with my skin, the more it was just in overdrive and just like
100%.
angry. Um,
Exactly. So to recap, cleanse, little toner spray, antioxidant, SPF.
yeah,
Simple. And then the evening, I will double cleanse again, same cleanser, same toner. And then this is when you want to introduce maybe a bit more of a targeted serum,
mm,
um, something a bit more active. I like to use retinol is a great one for speeding up cell turnover, anti-aging. It just doesn't suit everyone. A retinoid or vitamin A
yeah,
doesn't suit my skin. So I use the IS Clinical Active Serum, which is like a blend of acids that target aging, but also congestion, hydration, pigmentation. So it's a really great all rounder, and it's still not really strong and abrasive. So that is
okay.
a holy grail from me.
That's probably a good one for me to try because I really don't like using retinol. I also
No,
feel that it thins my skin somehow. I feel a bit more crepey.
this is it. And this is the same for kind of a lot of actives and also eye creams that are active is like, okay, you might be working on like anti-aging in the long term, but in the short term, if it really dehydrates the area, it can
Yeah.
exacerbate the fine lines even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, the IS Clinical Active Serum is like a holy grail for me. And to be honest, all their serums are really great. If you're looking for something hydrating or calming, they'll have something for you. But yeah, the active serum, and then I follow with again a slightly more boutique brand. It's a British brand called Intradermology.
Okay.
Um, just for this time of year, it's a really kind of like hydrating, intense moisturizer that I'm loving. And then there's another brand called Blue Lagoon, which is a US brand that are coming over to the UK, and I love their BL Plus, the cream as well. It's a little
Ooh.
bit more active, so I don't use it every night. But yeah, both of those boosts of hydration. And that's my evening. So again, cleanse, toner, targeted serum, moisturizer. And then twice a week, I will use an enzyme exfoliant in the morning.
And
Just to,
which brand is that?
the Dr. Barbara Stern one, I
Oh
really love.
yeah.
And
I
also
love.
really good. And also, if you're looking for something slightly gentler, Monday Muse, the brand I mentioned earlier, they do another enzyme powder. And this is just going to help kind of lift off any dead, dry skin that's kind of forming a
Mm.
roof on the top of your skin that can contribute to decreased product penetration, dehydration, but also congestion because the roof over the pores can trap bacteria and kind of cause those blemishes and breakouts. So exfoliating is key in any skincare routine, just not too
Okay.
much, not too much.
Yeah. I think that's the issue, isn't it? I can get addicted to that feeling of like
Mm-mm.
scrubbing my skin.
Yeah, no, no, no. So once, twice a week max.
I was talking the other day to Sabrina Elba because she's has a skincare brand. We were talking about how do you remember that apricot scrub we all
St.
St.
Ives.
Ives?
No, no, no. I had a client come in the other day
We
and she was like,
all
I know
went through
it's
a St.
really
Ives
bad. Yeah.
phase.
She was like, I know it's really bad, but I still use it. I was
Oh
like, get out.
no.
I know.
Get up.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
definitely prefer enzymes because they're not abrasive, they don't have a scrub, they're not a physical scrub. So they kind of just gently eat away at the skin as
yeah.
opposed to like rip it off. That's my preferred method.
This is so reassuring because it's all about simplifying it and also making your skin calm. So, just thinking about kind of more lifestyle factors, I want to
Mm-hmm.
know what, I mean, I already know, I think,
I
unless
think you're
you've been
good.
sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. But can you tell us all your kind of wellness routine and what you're doing for your health and wellness, your workouts? How are you calming yourself down?
Yeah, so I try.
I
I
feel
am
like
one of
you've had
those.
a transformation, haven't you?
Have I? Stop.
Yeah.
So I find that some form of movement every day is really, really helpful to my wellness and my both mentally and physical.
Yeah,
So I will do your Pilates, of course. Do you remember when I used to like smash hit sessions
I know. I know.
every day?
It's crazy. And also, please, one day, can we do your before and after?
I'm
Because
taking that
but
to the grave.
your before, by the way, was incredible. You are always stunning, but your after, you are ripped, and I love
Stop
it.
it. Well, yeah, I mean, I was active before, as I
You were
say,
so
doing hits.
active.
So, I wasn't, unhealthily overweight. You could
You
just
were
tell my body was
smashing the hit.
absolutely caning it. You could
Yeah.
just tell that my body was like full of cortisol. And don't get me wrong, I had like
Interesting.
muscle tone, but I was like bulkier, but not because of muscle. It's like hard to explain, like swollen in a way.
I was the
Um,
exact same.
yeah. And so switched to Pilates, obviously, when you started training, and used to get me up at like
Yeah.
5:30 a.m. to practice on me. You're welcome, everyone, by the way. Um, I was the OG
You
guinea
put in
pig.
the work for us
I was
all.
the guinea pig. So yeah, that and I was reluctant to get into that as well. I thought,
I
oh
know.
God, like I just don't think it's for me. Like I really like hit.
I
And
know.
then obviously the results spoke for themselves. I felt so much calmer. I was longer, leaner, as we all know. And as we all love about Pilates. So yeah, a form of movement most days for me. is part of
Yeah.
my wellness routine, whether that's 10 minutes, an hour walk. I am quite smug about the fact that I get 10K steps in a day because I walk to work and back.
That's so good.
Um, so yeah,
Is it 10,000 exactly, basically?
it's probably more, I'm not gonna lie.
That's so great.
Yeah, and again, that's
And
so
also
good for
it's
my
such
mental
a,
health.
yeah, I was just about to say,
Mm.
it like starts you off on the right foot and then you kind of, when you leave work, it's like that wind down.
Yeah, it's a decompress. So that's most days. I've started getting into cryotherapy, which I'm obsessed with.
It's really good, but it's tough.
Yeah, that 3 minutes. I
I
do it with
know.
my friend, and we kind of jump around and like scream at each other. But they put on music, and I think the other, what did we have the other time? It was Young Hearts Run Free, and we
Yeah,
were
you
just
can
like
choose your
Young
music.
Hearts, like screaming at each other. And then afterwards, I just feel amazing.
Mm,
Honestly, you're just tighter, brighter. You
yeah, it's
your
so good.
brain is more wired. It's so good. So I love that, and also hyperbaric. Obviously, these things are kind of new and up and
Yeah.
coming and not as accessible. They're just things that I'm trying recently that I find have really been helping. But things day to day that you can incorporate that will also help with your skin. Ice
Even a cold
rolling.
shower, ice rolling,
I
exactly.
know that you're a big fan. Ice rolling, absolute game changer.
Oh,
In so many ways, it's going to reduce that inflammation, but also increase circulation, blood circulation to the skin. Your blood is full of oxygen. So you're
mm,
providing nutrients and oxygen to your skin. And that's something that you can do so easily morning and evening at home.
yeah, even with an
Gua
ice
sha,
cube,
yeah, with an ice cube, although be careful that it's not
you're
too,
not burning.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Gua sha, the same thing.
Mm.
Jade rolling. There's all these things that you can do at home to reduce kind of like inflammation and puffiness in your face.
I also
So
feel that since ice rolling, and I don't know whether this is just a coincidence, but I feel like I'm getting less spots. And I don't know whether that's because I'm like closing my pores or something, or I'm just taking down the inflammation. But I've noticed a difference with my skin for sure.
yeah, it probably is reducing that inflammation. Also,
So good.
freezing temperatures can kill bacteria. So maybe you're
Mm.
neutralizing any bacteria that's kind of chilling in the pores as
It also
well.
just wakes you up. It feels so good. Like
It really does.
I don't skip a day.
No, me neither. It's just part of
Yeah,
my
I
life
enjoy
now.
it.
And I
And
think that's also in itself part of a wellness routine. Your morning and your evening skincare routine, I genuinely enjoy doing and really
yeah.
like either sets me up for a day or just like makes me like, I don't know, just
It's
winds
just
me
a
down.
little bit of a self-care moment,
Exactly.
just
You're
taking
doing,
your time and
yeah, doing something for yourself. And that in itself is a beneficial thing
yeah,
to your skin, but also your mental well-being.
it is a bit like taking your time with your skincare or like doing a bit of a gua sha is quite meditative, isn't it? It's
Mm.
very therapeutic.
Yeah, it's a ritual and it's something that
Mm,
you're probably doing without having to use too much brain power because it is now a habit. And that's
mm,
almost like meditation in itself. Your brain's kind of just like switching off and doing
yeah.
something, but you're repeating something.
Okay, so I want to know about what, well, actually, this is just quite actually a question for you, a genuine question. What are we doing for my skin pre-wedding? I'm being serious
Well,
because
you've given
I
me
have
loads
some
of time.
catching up to do because I'm coming back. So I'm coming back basically 2 or 3 times before the wedding. What should we be doing with a couple of weeks in between?
Okay, so for you specifically or brides in
You can
general?
just say for brides in general.
Okay, well, we can get on to both. So, obviously, every bride is different. So, what I like to start with is their main concerns, their goals, how they
Mm,
want to look on the day. Budget obviously plays into it. Um, for example, if someone's concern was laxity along the lower face,
mm,
and a lack of definition in the jawline, if they wanted to get it really snatched on their side profile for the big day, I would suggest HIFU, which is an
mm.
amazing collagen
So good.
stimulating treatment on the deeper layers. However, best results take around 3 months to appear.
Yeah.
And you might want 1 to 2, even 3 sessions of that. So we're looking at 9 months before the big day.
Yeah.
Similarly, if you had acne scarring or if you wanted to kind of renew your complexion and texture, you might be looking at multiple treatments like microneedling around 1 to 3 times plus, spaced a month apart. So again, that
Yeah.
might be 3 to 4 months before your big day. Some brides have great skin and they just want to look a bit more hydrated and sculpted, in which case I would say come in for a trial the glow, which is like our version of a facial that will do those things, just as you would have a makeup trial or a hair trial. You don't want to be doing anything crazy the day before for the first
Yes.
time. And then if you love that, which obviously we hope you do, come in and just get that. So that could be 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
everyone's different. For you, obviously having treated your
We're
skin
cutting it
before,
fine.
we are. You haven't given me much time, but also I'd probably do a little bit of gentle microneedling just to,
Yeah.
renew a bit of texture, give it a little bit of a boost. It's really quite exfoliating, so it's going to bring the juicy new cells to the surface.
Would you say that we do that the month before or 2 weeks before?
I would say, knowing your skin as I do, so I'm not saying brides come in 2 weeks before for your first microneedling. I know
Mm,
Bryony's skin.
can
I would do
tolerate.
that. I would be happy to do that 2 weeks before. And
Mm,
then also because I've done the glow on you before many events, I
mm.
would do the glow as close to the wedding as possible in 2 weeks
Yes,
after that.
please.
So
Slash
you're getting,
holiday.
yeah, so you're getting a good kind of like a more kind of advanced boost a couple of weeks before, and then we're going to hydrate and sculpt closer to the day, gently exfoliate.
Okay.
Um, I mean,
I
yeah,
love this plan. I mean, I am the worst organized bride ever.
I don't think you are. I think it's
Well,
just
Casper just texted me an hour ago saying we're getting married legally in 2 weeks, and I had no idea about that. So that just goes to show.
yeah,
I'm
but
like, okay, cool. But that's reassuring to know. There's lots that I can be doing, and I'm also going to order the IS clinical, I think, for the evening. I
yeah,
think that'd be a really good one.
something that I would just quite like to add though
Please add.
is if you are a bride,
Mm.
mazel tov. No, I'm joking. Congratulations. But don't try anything new
Yeah.
before your wedding.
Don't lose your head, guys. Just
No,
keep your calm, do you, and also even in a skincare sense, obviously, but even in a makeup sense or like your
100%.
outfit, just be you.
But
Don't take
particularly,
risks.
no, particularly in a skincare sense, we all, and like bride squads as well, if you're listening, bridesmaids, etc. Very sweet to like put together a sheet mask, like pamper session the night before the
Yeah.
wedding.
Don't.
Don't do it.
Maybe
Do
an
not.
eye mask.
Well,
That's fine.
yeah, eye mask fine, or sheet mask, of course, if you've tried them and you like them. But don't try a new
Yeah.
product the
Oh
night
my
before your wedding.
God, could you
Don't try
imagine?
don't try a new exfoliator the morning of your wedding. Just don't,
Yeah.
please. That's also another bit of advice.
I think people do that type of thing though, because they just almost like last minute panic thinking like, I'm a bride, I should be doing this
Yeah,
sheet mask the day before.
exactly. And
Um,
yeah.
okay, that's a really good tip.
Mm,
And what would you say in terms of, because I know you do some body treatments, what are the
mm,
best body treatments? We've done HIFU before. I really rate HIFU. I think it's
yeah.
incredible. And if I could get in with you because you're so fully booked, I would do it a lot more. I literally have to take everyone's scraps of the cancellations.
I would not go that far.
I'm like, any cancellations? She's like, no, sorry.
Yeah, well, you need to give
No,
me more
I'm
notice,
so
don't
happy
you,
you're
naughty
so
girl?
busy and I am very last minute with it. But HIFU is incredible. So
Mm.
you can do that 3 months apart, did you say?
On the body, actually, I have a slightly different protocol. I'd be happier to do that in between 4 and 6 weeks apart. HIFU is a really great skin tightening treatment on the body. It has been used historically to also sculpt, but
Yeah.
I personally think that I prefer it just for skin tightening. So, you know, new mums, for example, if they've got a bit more laxity on their stomach, they can find that HIFU can help tighten
Yeah.
that up. Sort of,
There's a stomach before and after on your page, which blew my
yeah.
mind. Crazy, the
So
result.
yeah, and it's great that obviously we've got these things available to us now, just to help with like overall confidence, particularly for like new mothers and stuff. So yeah, HIFU, really great skin tightening one. And then we do offer another treatment, which is sculpting, muscle toning, and a little bit of skin tightening as well, called the Lipotherm Pro. And this kind of uses radio frequency waves, which is kind of like a heat energy. And when you use it on the body with a specific applicator, it stimulates collagen, but also breaks down subcutaneous stubborn pockets of fat,
Oh,
basically. So for kind of areas where you wanted a bit more sculpting, it's great for cellulite because
yeah,
cellulite is a combination of pockets of um, subcutaneous fat and black skin. Really great for that. But also, it's got dynamic muscle activation. So it triggers the muscles to contract and relax. So you're also kind of toning up muscles at the same time.
yeah.
So
No, it's
that's quite popular as well. I find body treatments, particularly that one, it's not something that I like to hard sell
yeah.
because
It's so individual and it depends on.
so
And
individual.
also, it's like, who are you to, not who are you? I mean, who are we to like tell someone that they should be doing anything like that? So,
Exactly. And also, these things are all part of a wider lifestyle and health
totally. And
discussion. So this
yeah,
isn't a quick fix.
no,
So if you were to come in, we'd make that clear. So it is, it's tricky.
yeah.
But that is a treatment that we also have, and it is, I think the results are really great as well.
Well, I love your approach. And I think it's so nice that you don't, as you say, you and Lo and your team don't hard sell anything. It's very much like a supportive, safe,
Yeah.
happy space. And also I want to say, if you're listening and can't get in with Pandora like me, I feel your pain. But Lo is incredible. Her team is incredible. So if you can get in with anyone, you're in good
Oh,
hands.
my
And
lovely Lo. Lo has the best energy. Like
she's
people come out
amazing.
walking on air. She's like,
She's so nice. She's so
yeah.
sweet. Everyone's incredible. So
Oh, thank
I just
you.
want to finish on a quick fire round.
No.
I knew you were gonna, but it's quick fire for me as well because I always just make it up on the spot.
Okay. So what am I saying? Like this or that kind of thing?
No, I'm
Okay.
just gonna be like, what's your favorite
Okay.
book?
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
let's start with that. Favorite book that has changed your life?
I mentioned it before. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Love that.
And
If you
Harry
could,
Potter. No, I'm joking.
you're not joking. What's the other one? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, probably that's you.
Oh
Next
my God.
question.
Wait, just sorry to pause the quick fire. I will never forget when you and your dad made me go and see Lord of the Rings.
And you fell asleep and he made you go again.
Oh, we went to see it twice. Yeah, we did. Oh my God. Anyway, okay. So if you were to give one skincare tip to everyone, what would that be?
Oh, wear your SPF.
Yeah, seriously.
Everyone needs to.
You're so diligent with that.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite wellness tip?
Mm, that is quite a broad question, Bryony Deery.
It could be anything. It could be do your morning Pilates. It
Yeah, definitely do
could
that.
be eat the rainbow. Whatever, what's your favorite wellness tip that you think is actually it makes a difference to people?
Just movement,
Yeah,
daily movement,
whether
and
that's
daily
your
skincare.
steps.
Yeah, daily skincare routine. Yeah, steps, Pilates,
Getting the
anything.
body moving. Also,
Exactly.
I feel that when you're in your head, the best thing you can do is get into your body a little bit, like literally shake it out.
For sure.
Okay, I love that. And what is your top favorite makeup product?
Ooh,
Ooh. Oh,
top one.
yeah.
I think the Hourglass palette, and I don't know the exact one, but it's got like all the glowy like blushes, bronzers,
Oh,
highlighters in.
yes, that is very good.
That covers a lot of bases, and I'm loving that at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick that because it has me covered.
Yeah. Okay, I like your
Yeah.
thinking. And finally, because I am not to get emotion, but I'm so proud of you as my best friend and just everything you're doing, and also mostly about how you have completely grown as a person in terms of your confidence and everything. And I'm honestly like in awe of everything that you've achieved and everything you've done for yourself. You've done it all on your own, and it's just amazing. So,
Mm.
what would be your top tip to build confidence to help you take the leap and just to design your dream life?
Oh, right back at you, by the way.
Love you.
Um, I think something that really helped with my confidence and kind of keep syndrome at bay
Mm,
was trying your best to shut out all the other noise around you. And the way that that was for me is there was a time when I first started when I was kind of looking at what's that clinic doing? Oh, they've got that new treatment.
mm,
Do I need to do that? Oh God, their content's doing this, and oh my gosh,
yeah.
and just kind of focusing on what you want to provide. You can't offer everything within your
No.
sector. You can't know everything within your sector. I don't claim to like know everything about skin, and if there's something that I don't know or something I don't offer, I'm the first person that will recommend you to someone that I know of
Yeah.
that can help you. And I think getting to that place is it having confidence in itself to
Mm,
recognize that, but also
yeah.
not let it spiral you like, oh no, I can't help treat that person. So I'd
Yeah.
say shutting out
The
the noise of
noise.
other people, not comparing yourself to what other people are doing within the industry that you're in, and also, yeah, building relationships with people, the industry that you're in, so that you can work together and make sure that you can refer people or
Yeah.
kind of
There's room
ask
for
them if you need.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that made sense. Did that?
Yeah, just don't compare yourself to others. Focus on you, focus on your why as well. Why are you doing something?
Yeah.
What's the result that you want to get out of this rather
Mhm.
than thinking, I have to do it because everyone else is doing it.
Exactly.
I love
And
that.
then, yeah, and then having confidence in the fact that you can't know everything, and
And
that's
that's
fine.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I love that. Thank you so much. Where
Mm.
can everyone find you and how can people book in?
So you can find me on Instagram at
Mhm.
Pandora Long, um, or pandoralong.com is the website. To book in, you can go through, submit a form on the website, or you can press the contact button on Instagram, or you can DM me if you prefer, and I will try get back to you as quick as I can.
I love that. Thank you so much. Love
Oh,
you loads.
love you. Thank you,
Thanks,
babes.
guys.
Bye.